Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am working on this. So it's a 6-inch weld neck S double hockey stick piece with 4-inch branch coming out each side. Here's the pieces. Everything's already been cut, prepped, shaped up. It's just waiting. I shaped up these pieces here for the 4-inch, but I realized under my table I already had off-cut pieces here that I'm going to reuse now, so that should save me some time. This. And by the way, hit the subscribe button. It's my 30th birthday today and I'm here creating content for you lot, so hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. So the welding machine I'm going to be using is a Fronius Trans Steel Pulse. The setting, so my root setting, steel setting, 1mm wire, special program. I'm going to be tacking around 120 amps. Now, with the Synergic program, I control the amps, and the volts and wire speed is automatically controlled together to give you the best optimized weld. So I only worry about amps. 120, and I'm going to be welding with pulse around 250 amps to 260, 70 amps. It just depends how I'm feeling. The wire I'm going to be using is this guy here. It's a 1mm copper-free solid wire, and the gas settings is an M24 12% CO2 gas. The mask in the video is my Speedglass G501. It's an air-fed respirator, so you're going to see air coming from my hip, pumping into my mask. And I believe that there is all the kit so far. So there's the root. See, it's gone in there nicely. This was the prep, feathered down to almost nothingness. So what has happened? These pieces here are about to get welded up. Listen, I know I'm going to get criticism for the tacks on the pipe. If you work in a place where you're not allowed to tack the pipes, don't tack the pipe. Don't tack the pipes. It's only low temperature, no more than 4 bar working pressure for chilled water, cold temperature, medium temp water. It's for domestic places, it's plant rooms and stuff, nothing special, not no oil field, no nothing. Just going to join it onto the pipe, probably on the table somehow like this, at least mark it or tack it. So I want to get all of these welded up, and I wanted this weld here because you can see how it intersects that weld, so I'm going to have to cut through it slightly. So I've got the piece roughly set up where it needs to be, like this, and I'm just going to crudely mark the holes for the branches. And if I'm able to do it this way round without any issues, it will save me so much time. It's a slight little gamble. I'm counting on my table being straight. I've got the bolts here, so these bolts going through here is squaring the basically this section of pipe to this straight edge. So by putting my square here and then going down, you should see it intersect the bolt holes. So if I try to line up the top part of the bolt holes, then bolt holes should be square. So then bolt holes should be square going along here. So these bolt holes here should be parallel to the table, which is then parallel to these bolt holes. Same with this one here. So I can mark that, burn the holes, put it back in this situation, tack it. I'm gonna have to probably just tack it one side or the other, just so then I can flip it, and then once I flip it, just double check to make sure everything's good with the level, and this should save time. The alternative it's a lot of back and forth, the alternative. So this pipe is about to be welded up. I'm going to stop the video here. You can see a few of the fabrication techniques I've done. This pipe is one of them ones where, unless I'm doing multiples of these, I can't lock in the efficiency of getting it done as fast as possible. All I can do is do certain fabrication techniques that I know will give me a good result, such as laying this flat on the table so all of this is straight. The other alternative would be having it, I guess, horizontal like this, and then adding these on, and it's just a few extra harder steps. It didn't come out perfect, but you know, it's done now, and it's just going to be about another 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour of welding up for the final stages, and she will be done. So I'll show you what she looks like at the end, but thank you very much for watching.